this is Dennis's live draft.
This isn't my actual physical body you're looking at.
Yeah, you can see like part of his ear. Hello, by the way.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Oisin. That's Dennis on screen. And we actually, he went and did a paper draft at our local game store, the Warchest. And they recorded it for us. So we're going to do a little like featured drafter commentary.
So I've opened a Risen Executioner here.
That's the rare in the pack.
So the card I pulled to the front was that and Flatten. And Sprinting Warboot.
Sprinting Warboot is definitely a consideration.
But I think it's Flatten a Risen Executioner. And there I am rubbing my face in exertion. What do you think? What do you think the sensible pick here is?
The sensible pick here is probably the Flatten.
Okay.
I would lean towards the Flatten. Although I've never played with Risen Executioner. It could be insanely powerful.
I think the sensible pick probably is the Flatten. As you can see me thinking that right now.
Yeah.
And...
He took the Flatten.
Wait.
Shuffles it up. Shuffles it up.
And I made the sensible pick.
Okay, so... Or did you just...
did I?
Did you just suddenly change your mind?
Did I make it?
Okay, he's going deep. He's going with the mythic. Gone with the mythic, so the fun factor shows it to the camera.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this is more fun. This is a more fun pick, and Silumgar Butcher's a zombie.
Silumgar Butcher is a zombie.
That's a 4/4
what
with
else
an
do you see?
execution.
Tail Whip is obviously excellent.
I think the Butcher being the same colour, and see I pulled the Tail Slash to the front too.
Yeah.
The
Tail
Butcher,
Whip, that's a Pokemon move.
I think the Butcher being black and a zombie is probably a reason enough to take it.
Yeah. So we're on to pick 3
Marshulk,
now.
also a zombie, I believe. Sarkhan's Rage.
Not incredibly excellent. There was also the Turtle there, which is also a zombie if you want to go really deep, and another Tail Slash, but I think Sarkhan's Rage is just obviously...
Okay. I really want to express our thanks to the Warchest.
Yeah, this is a really cool setup they have. They stream their FNMs.
Yeah.
And so Jake from the Warchest has this camera that he uses, and we thought this would be a cool idea, so we're doing this.
If you guys like this, let us know. Maybe we'll do more.
So you're taking the Dash guy?
The Warbrute or the Butcher's Glee?
I mean, you've already taken a red card. I wouldn't fault you for the Dash guy here.
I took a deep breath there. This is really bizarre.
Because you've already done this. This is the first time I've seen this.
Well, this was like 2 weeks ago, so I've forgotten a good chunk of it. But I remember the deck I drafted and stuff.
So
I should say, my good friend Stephen Brady is in this video. I think he might just be out of frame there. I'm not actually sure where he's sitting. But you know the way Owen does videos with me sometimes?
Yeah.
Stephen Brady constantly asks Owen to give him a shout out, and Owen never ever does. So this is your shout out, Stephen. You're welcome.
So what are we
Hand
taking?
Silumgar over Dragon Fodder.
That's a questionable one, but because I think if you want to go slower, yeah, the Butcher seems fine, and Hand is fine. Like it's basically a Typhoid Rats.
I think looking at that now, I probably should have taken the Fodder. Well, that's a Flatten. And I almost didn't look at the rest of the pack.
Probably not the smartest idea, but yeah, Flatten was
You know what I did? You know what I just did there?
What?
That was a windmill slam.
You windmill slammed the Flatten.
I did it. Branding. You'd think I really should have asked you for your windmill slam playmat to bring to this.
You should have. That would have been smart.
Yeah. Anyone who's here already knows who we are. Unless this is the video that gets like 300,000 views and like launches us into success.
Sure, yeah. It's some random dude drafting at a game store.
Yeah, what was really missing from my videos up until now was the back of my neck. So that's a real selling point.
So here we have the Foul Tongue Invocation is just, that's probably just the pick.
I'm thinking here, because I've already got my Flatten and my Butcher and my Sarkhan's Rage.
Are you looking at the Imp?
Well, I mean, is there a time where you have too much removal?
You
gotta win the game somehow.
I think early on, I usually lean towards taking more removal.
I think, that's what I went for.
I think you can fill out creatures a lot easier than you can fill out removal.
You'll see my playstyle of making decisions far too quickly, catching up with me as I stack packs up for the kind of mana to pick from. There's a Dragon Fodder.
Yeah, which is... No, that's not a Dragon Fodder. That's
a
Magmatic Chasm.
There's a Dutiful Attendant, which is pretty solid.
Which one's Dutiful?
He's a 3-mana 1/2 that when he dies, he grave digs.
Oh, yeah.
So
strong. And he's a zombie as well, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's a human cleric, I think, something like that.
Human cleric, okay.
Something like that. There's an Imp and a Kindled Fury.
I don't hate Imp, yeah.
So this was so far pretty solid.
So far you've got a pretty decent black aggro-ish, tribal-ish, removal-y heavy deck.
I've got black-red removal spells with some good cards. Yeah. And that's the spell's success for any limited deck, I think.
It's not bad. What do we got here?
We are coming up with probably a Marshulk. No, it's not a Marshulk, it's not the Glade Watcher.
It's hard to see.
Foul Tongue Shriek.
Which is just...
And the Dragon Servant.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I mean, this is a kind of a fun way to do things. It is a little bit tough to see. I'm developing a newfound respect for the guys who...
do it on the Pro Tour and
do it on the Pro Tour. just being able to spot the cards.
I mean, maybe this is growing pains. Maybe if we do it again, we'll have a tighter shot. I'm sad about taking the turtle there, but what are you going to do?
It is a zombie.
It is
For your Risen
It's going
Executioner.
to be a 2-7.
You bet.
The old 7 deuce, the worst possible hand in poker.
But yeah, no, it's you got a fine little deck going on.
I have a
It's
giant head.
I think that's the angle. Like
Yeah, it looks like I have tiny
Your hands
hands.
look really, really small, but
Yeah.
they're just further away.
Alright, what do we got here? We got nothing. Gate Smasher.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Despondent shrug from me. I think we ran into a problem in this draft, but you'll see I passed 3 cards, but then there's only 1 card in that pack, which is the incorrect amount. So somebody somewhere took some wrong amount of cards. So I think we didn't care because it was the end of the pack, so nobody really minded.
Yeah.
So I think you see me just give myself an extra card from the person to my right, and then we just kind of carry on, I believe.
Okay, so you work that out together at the time.
Almost certainly what happened is everyone removed the basic lands and one guy didn't.
Okay.
Or-
Yeah, there were. Well, no, some of them removed the basic land and everyone else did.
Yeah,
Because
right.
there were basic lands in those packs.
Right. How do you feel about that in paper, removing basic lands or not, or do you not care?
I think it just makes more sense not to. They've been like, I think when all the lands in the packs are basics, it makes sense to
There you go. I give
take
my
them out. But the issue is, like, sometimes you get situations like Fate Reforged or Return to Ravnica where non-basic
The
lands
gates,
can
yeah.
replace the basics. So at that point, you do have to change it, and I think rather than changing it, you just default to always leaving
Sure.
everything but the token in.
Yeah, you see me hand whoever's sitting to my left there.
Plus, you run into situations like, what if it's a foil basic?
Blow
Is
up the
that
money?
a pick? Is that a pick?
Well, a foil basic would replace a common.
Is that how it works?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think it replaces the land.
Maybe you're right.
Alright, what are you hoping to see in pack 2, Oisin? If your answer was a Sidisi, that is the correct answer.
Bam!
You know what she is?
Huge.
And a zombie.
And a demonic tutor. So far, so good. What are you doing? Like, what are you looking at other cards for?
Hey, it's a Deathwind.
Deathwind's strong.
But Sidisi...
Sidisi, I think Sidisi's just stronger.
if I had no removal up until this point, there would be a part of me that would consider... But even
I still
then,
don't
no.
think you pick it over the 4/6 Death Touch for 5. Like
Sometimes a 5/7 Death Touch.
sometimes with your Risen Executioners, yeah. What's Risen Executioner? You can cast him for the graveyard, but he costs one more for each
other card.
other creature in the
Yeah.
graveyard. So he synergizes with Delve, I suppose.
Yeah, so what would be good with my first Risen Executioner? The answer is the second Risen Executioner.
They buff each other,
They buff each other.
and there's a Sarkhan's Rage, but like you can see you going kind of well, and then the shrug. And, okay.
I can't not take the Risen Executioner. I'm building a zombie tribal deck.
It's like, which is hard to do in limited.
Yeah, you'd think. In a set where that's not a thing at all.
Yeah, zombie tribal.
But
Well,
I
apparently
got-
it is. They've
yeah.
got a lord.
Yeah, it's a mythic, and I got 2 of them, so that's
Yeah.
pretty good. So I was pretty happy with that.
Sure. Why wouldn't you be? Risen Executioner, I remember that saw a little bit of play in Esper Dragon's sideboards for the mirrors in Standard when that deck was really young. But then it
Here's
just
the
kind of
removal
got
question
replaced.
now. Dragon Fodder or Twin Bolt?
I would just always take Twin Bolt there.
Really?
Yeah.
I took the Dragon Fodder.
I
because
can understand
I have
that.
very few creatures.
That's fair enough. Dragon Fodder is nice with Risen Executioner as well.
Right.
In that it's a creature that doesn't up its cost.
What do we got here? Marshulk. And
Is
another
a
Tail
Zombo.
Slash. I gotta take the Tail Slash here, right?
I think that's probably correct. I think Marshall. I mean, depends, because if you don't have any
3,
early creatures,
4, 5, not really. 6, 7, 8. 8 creatures, but most of them are quite expensive. So the Marshulk might
Marshall,
actually
like just the fact that it has morph.
that might be defensible here. And I think that might be what I end up taking if I remember right.
No, you've gone with the tail slash. I don't think I can fault you for that.
I don't think I end up running that Tail Slash, spoiler alert. I think I have to just take that, don't I?
Yep, absolutely. It's a good card.
And be happy about it.
Very strong card.
Not a zombie though, so
Nope. I think it's an elemental, isn't it?
something like that. Ooh. It's another Silumgar Butcher.
That seems
Continuing the zombie tribal theme. I'm concerned about the glut of 5-drops I'm building up,
sure.
which is probably why I'm looking at the dragon. But I think,
The Megamorph Dragon.
I think past Dennis, he just went for the zombie again.
So I guess so far the game plan of this deck is shore up the early game with removal
And then win with the
and
zombies.
win with zombies.
Interesting thing from this angle, you can see what the guy to my left is taking. I didn't realize
That's
that.
not something that really should be possible.
I'll see some Behemoth's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a controversial card.
That's probably because it's very difficult to say.
I think it's great.
Kalsisma Behemoth.
Kalsisma. I think it's really good. Now, I've cast it now, but it's done nothing because I had to do other stuff. But I think...
I mean, a 5-mana 4/5 is never the worst thing in the world.
It's a 5/5.
Is it? No, it's a 4/5, isn't it?
It's a 5/5.
The formidable one.
No.
Wait, are we thinking about the same card?
No, because Seasoned Behemoth is the 2 in the red for a 5/5.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking of the 4/5 with formidable.
No.
Making your
The
things...
Atarka...
Giving your things menace.
Yeah. No, this is the, even Menacer, right? This is the, there's just straight 3-mana 5/5, no downside.
Okay.
No downside at all.
Except you have to pay 2 to attack or block
or
with
block,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Got a Mind Rot. That is a late one of those.
Versus that thing.
Yeah.
Are you considering splashing into Grixis? No,
think I
obviously
just
just take the Charger.
Take the Outrider and be happy
Outrider.
with it.
I don't know the names of any of the cards in this set.
Well, the set's about to rotate out, so this will be our farewell.
Whoa!
We fell into the Matrix there for a little bit.
That was interesting.
That's a Cursi Sadist. Or I could take a Colligan. I think it's a Colligan Monument. I think I took the Monument just in case. I'm not going to play the Sadist, I guess. So.
Yeah. What do you think of that card, Deadly Wanderings?
Is that the one that gives +2/+0 and whatever?
Lifelink and Death Touch?
If
If you
you
control exactly one creature?
I hate it.
I think it's terrible. I've seen people try to make it work. But it sometimes does nothing, and it makes you so vulnerable to removal.
Ancient Carp, a real pile of Carp card. Get it?
Yeah, there's something fishy about it.
Nice.
I think it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It's too expensive. Ukid Cobra, interestingly, similar card, very good.
Yeah,
Like,
don't know how that works.
well, how's Death Touch going to cost one less?
Yeah, well, that's probably it.
So we got a Butcher, a Rage, a Flatten. Like this deck so far, what do you give it? What are you giving it out of 10?
Out of 10,
Bear in mind, it's not done.
so far it seems slow, and for that reason, like I think you've got a lot of power in the deck, but I think so far I would be giving it a 6 or a 7.
Okay,
I think if you can fill out the early
some
curve,
2s and 3 drops.
if you can fill out the early curve, then I can see this deck being really, really strong.
Well, I've got a Dragon Fodder. I've got the Imp. I've got a Colligan Aspirant. I've got some Morphs.
Imp is not exactly what you want in the early game, I wouldn't have said. Especially in a deck like this, which seems to be a bit more control-y.
Sultai Emissary.
Sultai Emissary is just probably... Gurmag Angler's strong as well.
Gorswine probably
Gorswine's not on the same level.
Rage Form. The Phoenix, though.
The Phoenix, I probably still wouldn't go with.
You can recur that with all my Exploit guys.
Yeah, I think I'd probably lean towards... Does it have to attack each turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think for that reason I'd probably lean towards the...
Emissary. I disagreed.
Emissary. I can see that. Like, to me, though, you pointed at the Gurmag Angler there, like you were thinking about that.
I was thinking about that too, but I probably would have taken the Emissary.
The Emissary, to me, is... Like, maybe you're going a different direction to the direction I feel like this deck's leaning in.
Here's the age-old problem.
Douse and Gloom versus Sultai Emissary. I think at this point it's okay. I would have gone for the Emissary there, absolutely. The amount of exploit guys you had, the fact you're missing early creatures.
That's a Pyrotechnics.
That is a Pyrotechnics.
I don't like... That's a Reach of Shadows, too.
Pyrotechnics is better than Reach of Shadows, I would have said.
There's, at that point, even with all the removal I have, what I think I was essentially built here is a control deck, mostly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why the Phoenix over the Butcher seemed weird to me.
Well, the Phoenix is like a resilient, reoccurring threat.
Why do we keep going into the Matrix?
I don't know, it's just the way the way the camera's set up. The colour balance up with the table was apparently really weird, which is why we've laden it with playmats.
Okay.
This is all stuff that Jake knows far more about than I do.
Right, okay.
He was like, "You're a video producer, right?" And I was like, technically.
Production value. That's our... Typhoid Rats, man.
Typhoid Rats is pretty solid. Battle Brawler, though.
You are black-red.
I think a 2-mana 2/2 that's sometimes a 3/2 first strike.
The 3/2 first, it's a really good defensive creature, is the thing.
It's a solid offense. I think that's just a better card all round than
Yeah, I would agree. But no, that's my thinking. If you're leaning towards the control-y side of things, I don't know why you'd take the Phoenix over the
I think
Butcher.
I might have been dazzled by the rarity. Ooh, a Bloodful case.
Perfect. Probably just the pick.
But with the 2/3, I think so.
The Silumgar Assassin is absolutely terrible.
I don't know about that.
The Hooded Assassin? What's he called?
Hooded Assassin.
Hooded Assassin.
Here we've got a Fierce Invocation and a Lesha's Vanguard.
Cunning Strike, man. Fierce Invocation is one of my least favourite cards in the set.
I'm not a huge fan of Lesha's Vanguard either. I think I take the Vanguard just as it's a cheaper card. I've already got so many 5
No,
drops.
you took the Fierce Invocation.
Okay.
I doubt you'll end up running that.
That was the thing. I don't think
your
I'm
5-drop slot is a little bit glutted.
I don't think I'll end up running either of them. The deck building, I think, might have been questionable, so we'll see how you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the... I mean, I guess an argument for the Fierce Invocation over the Vanguard is the 2 Risen Executioners. Mm-hmm. So creatures that aren't creatures are slightly favoured if you're torn. Tasker's Cruelty. I mean, you do have synergy with Delve. I really like the.
I like the Ifrit though too, in that I need one, but I think I went for the power
cool
guy.
5/2.
Plus, it triggers my Phoenix.
Yeah,
which is something I was concerned about at the time.
I probably like.
You just wouldn't have the Phoenix.
The Phoenix is the one I disagree with the most so far. I think this deck, although I mean, in this pack you have sort of picked up a lot of aggressive cards.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. I found the Phoenix a little underwhelming and limited.
I think it's pretty solid. I'm 99% certain that must attack each turn of Fable.
Yeah, it does.
Oh no. So we got a serious removal sweep.
Yeah, it's going well.
Pyrotechnics, Dows and Gloom, Flatten, 2 Silumgar Butchers.
Did you take the Dows? Oh, you did. You took it over the Butcher.
Here we have a Rage Form or Assault Emissary. It's got to be the Emissary, right?
I don't think there's any way you take anything else.
Dennis.
Don't look at the Hood Assassin.
No, Dennis, take the Emissary.
Emissary is just clearly the pick here.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Whew! Getting worried.
It's a zombie.
Whatever it is, a zombie.
Works with Exploit.
Just cutting a Harsh Sustenance there.
Battle Rage.
Battle Rage or Goreswine? I got a lot
Rage.
of 4-power guys now.
Battle Rage, yeah, you took the Battle Rage. I don't like Goreswine as a card.
It's okay. My reason
I think it got a lot worse when Dragon Fodder came out in Dragon.
I'm not sure if I end up running the Battle Rage because I just have enough other good stuff, and I don't,
I think you need a specific deck to make.
Could run the Rune Mark. Could take the Vengeance for the sideboard. See, I don't think there's ever a world where I run the Rune Mark in this deck, and I think the world where I side in that is more likely than setting the Rune Mark.
So here Dennis is laying out his cards, wearing his LR t-shirt.
So laying out my creatures on top in order to convert a mana cost. Obviously putting the morphs as 3 drops.
And then your spells where you expect to cast them.
And I think the spells are just down below for now. I tend to fuse the piles later with the expect to cast them stuff.
Okay. When did you pick up that Colligan Aspirant? I entirely missed that pick.
I don't know. Pyrotechnics. Yeah, I'm chatting to someone across from me. I'm a very sociable guy, I'm sorry. If it interferes with the video.
So now what we've noticed is that from this angle Dennis's hands look bigger.
That's true. Today's lesson on perspective. Team of Battle Rage put to the side for now.
I don't disagree with that. I don't think this deck wants a Battle Rage.
I don't
know why that... is that a Draconic Roar?
Yeah.
When did that come along? I missed that as well.
I think that we thought that was a Dragon Fodder.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I think we thought that was... We did, in fact, think that was a Dragon Fodder.
Because there's no Dragon Fodder there.
Yeah, the arts are similar-ish. I have some... I'm slightly embarrassed with this. I have some real trouble counting my cards in this video.
Actually, counting...
That's what I'm doing. You'll see me do it 6 or 7 times. And in my head, I got different results every time.
Oh, Dennis.
It's real bad.
So what are you scooping up now? Are you done?
Well, I'm not done, but I think I'm just looking through the deck as a whole to see what it looks like. I do end up laying it out again, I'm pretty sure. I only play...
So what's... Okay, this part of the video isn't exactly the most scintillating for the audience. So if you want to... Do you want to talk us through a little bit what your process is for deck building?
Sure. Look to see if the number is after 23. If so, click Add Basics and go to the bathroom. No, seriously. I'll lay out my deck in order to convert over that cost, strip out the creatures, and then put, things like Dragonfoot or whatever back in with the creatures, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then start thinking about, based on my curve, what I want to be doing, whether I'm going to be aggressive or mid-rangey or controlling, and then using that to make informed decisions about what creatures and what spells I end up cutting.
Okay.
That's kind of my
process. So would you be of the start with everything that's remotely playable and cut as you go, or build from the ground up?
I'm cut as I go.
Okay.
In fact, I cut during the draft, which is something I know you disagree with me on.
Yeah.
I build my deck throughout the draft.
I don't like to do that, obviously.
Because
the main reason I don't like to do it is because if you're looking... I think it just narrows your view. Mm-hmm. So let's say early on you've decided you're a control-y deck, mm-hmm. and you've cut... We've moved to one side some mediocre aggressive creature. I think not looking at the cards you have, say that mediocre aggressive creature, not looking at that might skew your decisions later on if you find you can move into an aggressive deck or something along those lines.
I can appreciate that.
Like, you might miss... you just miss things when you're not looking at all the information. I think deck building's the time to cut things.
My reasoning is that rather than collecting a pile of cards that I'm then going to build a deck out of, I try to build the deck as I go, because I think it gives me a clearer view of what I'm trying to do.
That's fair.
As opposed to, like, your method is more like, I'm going to pull together like a pool and then I'll build a deck out of that. Right. Obviously, that's oversimplifying. Yeah. And mine is more, this is the deck I'm going to build, what fits best into that strategy.
Sure.
In the end of the day, we end up drafting 95% of the same decks anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Let's be honest with me, Dennis. The main reason you do it like that is, like you said, so you can go off and get a sandwich 100%. While you're waiting for everyone else to build their decks.
100%. You'll notice this deck building video goes 4 minutes long. Yeah. And most of that was me thinking, I can't make this a 30-second video. I gotta pretend. I think I end up cutting the tail slash here.
I don't hate that. You got a lot of low power creatures.
I got a lot of removal too. The Team of Battle Rage. I've got a fair few high power ones. The Risen Executioners, the 4/2, the 5/5.
Well done dropping the Team of Battle Rage there.
Yeah, I know. My debate here is whether it's the main deck, the Team of Battle Rage, or the
Tail Slash.
The Tail Slash, or the kind of the Blood Fire Forces. I think I go with the Battle Rage in the end. But I'm ready to side it out for the Blood Fire Forces, or the Tail Slash, or the Invocation. Round 1, game 1 here.
Okay.
So we don't really get to see too good a look at my hand.
No, because you're terrible at this.
Well, what do you want from me? My opponent chucking out a turn 1 Sidisi's Faithful.
And you've gone with Mountain Pass, Swamp Pass.
Let's see, I've got another land in my hand. I got a Risen Executioner.
Some very nice basics.
Very nice basics, yeah. And I bought them myself. What do you think about the turn 1 Sidisi's Faithful? The 0-4.
The turn 1 0-4. I don't love it. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm not sure. Oh, got a Hardened Berserker coming up there. We got a Dousing Gloom too.
Doesn't deal with the
0-4.
The 0-4. I mean, maybe like you were on the play, weren't you?
I was not.
You were not. Okay, I don't like.
No, I was. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, so maybe against turn 1 Mountain, you're more likely to play turn 1 0-4.
I don't think I'm literally. I don't love that card in my deck to begin with. I mean, I don't know how this guy's draft went, but I don't think there's anything in the world that would want to do that.
No. It just doesn't have enough of an impact. It's going to stall for a little while. Sure.
Zephyr Scribe, that's a card.
Zephyr Scribe's a very good card.
What do you think about me just chucking in with my Berserker here now?
Just to get the...
Well, I mean, I think I'm pretty happy trading.
Wait, hang on. What's the Berserker do? The 3/2 that makes your spells cost 1 less.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need to do it on curve...
What am I going for here? I believe I've got a Sultai Emissary in my hand. So if I do this...
I mean, isn't Dousing Gloom an instant?
It is.
So why wouldn't you attack... Oh, I see. You can just... Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm just being an idiot.
Oh, if he blocks it, then do it instead?
Attack and then reduce the Dousing Gloom, but it doesn't actually make a difference.
Well, I want to kill the Zephyr Scribe anyway. I don't want him drawing cards off of it.
Sure.
I think my opponent takes this out of fear, if I remember correctly.
Fear of what? You've got a single black
Nah,
open.
he went for it. And my single black turns into a Sultai Emissary.
Perfect. So now at least you're going to be getting in some damage, assuming he doesn't play anything. Why would he do that?
My opponent has got in his hand... This is interesting again. I couldn't see this obviously at the time, but we can get a cheeky little peek at his hand. He's got a Tigum Strike. He's got an Artful Maneuver, which he could not have used to save his Zephyr Scribe. I mean, he was tapped out anyway, but... Yeah. Silumgar Butcher, which I can cast with the Berserker post-combat, if he blocks with the Faithful.
Yep.
Which I don't think is insane.
If he blocks the 1/1 with the Faithful.
Yeah, and then I stack the 1/1, upgrade it to a 2/2, kill his guy.
Yeah, that's a decent play.
I don't love using such a powerful effect.
On a 0-4.
Literally flinging my
throwing your guys at him, yeah.
Indicating damage. Well, there you go. That's me making a joke about that. What's he got here?
It's like it's the same person playing with the same sense of humour.
It's weird, like, I always surprise myself whenever, like, I watch, like, say I watch a video of ours from a while ago, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll think of a joke, and then I'll say it in the past. I'm like, that's so crazy, but I'm the same person being presented with the same situation.
Yeah.
I think I'm going for the play I described here.
You are indeed.
Yep.
Sacrificing your 1/1, making a manifest,
I'm not
and
sure.
also killing.
Alright, did that at an angle where the camera can't see what it was. Dennis nailed it.
Awesome.
I really do feel for like Marshall and Zach Hill and stuff now.
Yeah. Wait, is he trying to... He's thinking of responding, is he?
Well, he does have an Artful Maneuver in his hand. He could not save his guy because he blocked with the 3/2.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't make that mistake.
He couldn't, could he? No, it's got 1 damage on it. I'm taking it.
It's got 3 damage on it.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. I think that's exactly what happened there. And he's like, oh wait, no, I can't do that.
Because you blocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would either. I don't know why you'd waste an Artful Maneuver trying to save your 0-4.
I mean, it's going to save him 3 damage. You know, it essentially discard art maneuver, gain 9 life.
Going for a morph, the old morph. Interestingly, your opponent making the bold play of playing without sleeves.
I know, vagabond. So I think I'm going to start putting screws to him here, because I believe I've got a Risen Executioner in my hand, which makes my Butcher a 4/4.
And the manifest doesn't change.
No.
So we have no idea what you've manifested.
I don't remember it being anything I could flip up. I think it was Pyrotechnics or something.
Oh,
Bomber.
Boo earns. So there's the Risen Executioner.
And then we're just crunching.
Are you swinging with the team?
Happy to trade the Berserker if he takes, 6. Happy to trade the Manifest if he takes 7.
Yeah.
None of these are too bad for me. Even if he blocks and has some kind of trick, I don't know what we could have for a single white off the top of my head, but I think I'm pretty happy with all exchanges here. Opponent with an Art Maneuver and a Frost. Not Frost Breath, what's it called? Ojiti's Breath.
Yeah. What's happening here? He's taken
it all, full brunt.
He's taken the full 9 damages.
Unfortunately, because the setup we have here, and probably the setup you have here, the length of the video does sort of spoil the outcome of the game.
Yeah, it was fairly quick.
Although, unless these are stitched together into rounds when we upload them.
In which case we shouldn't have said anything just now.
That's true, but I think the game's pretty in hand for me at this point.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee, but my opponent's stumbling on mana a little bit too.
Yeah, you're on 6 lands, he's on 4.
The last card in my hand is a Sidisi.
Which you don't even need to reveal.
I think I'd rather... what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, you don't want to exploit pre-combat.
No, so I'm going to bash with everything here and see what happens.
Yeah.
And if this puts my opponent in...
Can Sarkhan's Rage hit the face?
I believe it can, yeah.
Well, then I wouldn't hate Sidisiing for Sarkhan's Rage.
Yeah.
And force him to have life gain, essentially.
Now, this Manifest might be coming up. Not actually certain what it is. But again, same as last turn, none of these blocks are good for him. If he blocks like that, he goes to 2. Sorry, if he blocks like that, he's dead. He must block to go to 2. He said no blocks. It's like, well, then these will kill you. I think is what happened here. And he was like, oh, I guess in that case, I'll do this.
Right, and go to 1.
And I think in this position, there really is no need to cast my CDC, to be honest.
No, I don't. I can't imagine you would.
I might do it. I'm not sure if I actually do. No, I don't.
Which is clever, I would say.
I mean, he has to present 3 additional blockers to chump enough to live at this point, so...
It would need to be something like...
me enjoying my
Secure the Wastes.
Even then, Secure the Waste for 3?
Secure the Waste for 3 would keep him alive for
and
that
make his
turn.
guy a 3/3? I mean, that's not even...
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
What's he going for? Tygum Strike. Okay. And then he concedes. So, game 1 pretty handily there. So, opponent on the play, straight in with an island. I follow up with a swamp.
He's gone for the...
Palace Familiar.
Very good card.
Much stronger start than the Sidisi's Faithful.
We were a little bit confused there. We actually started this section of the video twice because there's a Commune with Lava, I believe it is, sitting next to his deck in where the graveyard should be. And
I think it's just a sideboard.
I think it's just a sideboard, yeah.
The glare makes it a little tricky, but that is a Hand of Silumgar I've got over there.
Okay, which is doesn't match up great up against the Palace Familiar.
No, and for that reason, my opponent here not attacking this Palace Familiar. Ooh, no turn 3 play for Denis.
Are you holding something up, perhaps?
I don't think I am. I've got 3 lands and a Silumgar Butcher, and I think a Risen Executioner.
Your opponent is missing his white source for things like that Valorous Stance and some other cards in his hand.
Valorous Stance is a hell of a card.
Very, very good.
We hit another land, which is no good for us, but I believe we're going to land an Executioner here, I think.
Which now makes your... Oh no, the Hand of Silumgar is
a human assassin.
Human assassin as opposed to a zombie, isn't he?
Now, my opponent can Valorous Stance my guy, can't he?
Is it not Toughness?
Oh, maybe it is Toughness.
I thought it was Toughness. I might have to look that up. We should know the cards.
It's been a long time since I actually played Dragons.
Yeah,
aside from this.
I don't love Dragons as a format. I'm really excited for Origins.
Me too. Risen Executioner coming in. My opponent blocks with his Palace Familiar to cash it in for a card.
I wouldn't disagree with that play.
Yeah,
toughness 4 greater. It is toughness.
Okay, so it's not a target. That's fine. And I land my Hardened Berserker. And now my
opponent. So now, you're just putting a lot of pressure down.
Set to take 9 next turn.
I mean, he just hasn't done a lot.
No, and again, no legal targets for that Valorous Stance. He's holding, looks like to be like the Ojiti Interceptor, I think that is. Which he's got to cast her, I'd imagine. Even if it's just a trade for the Hardened Berserker or something.
Or the Risen.
Yeah.
Not a great trade for the Risen.
No, it's a chump for the... Oh, he just casts it, right.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Going for the morph on the Interceptor.
That wasn't Interceptor, wasn't it? It certainly looked like it.
I believe so.
Is that a Haven of the Spirit Dragon?
Where?
In my opponent's hand? So he decided to morph it instead of cast it.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
mean,
are you just straight away killing it? No. What is that you just played?
Silumgar Butcher, to just get it out of the way.
Okay. I don't love that play, to be honest.
I think my reasoning here is that now I just hit him for 7. And I just want to try and end the game as quickly as possible.
Because he's stumbling.
He's stumbling, and I've got a 4/4 now as well.
Is it not it's a 4/4.
Yeah.
Zombie Tribal.
Yeah. Now,
you've got a flatten in hand as well, so I mean, there's not a lot that saves him here because you're attacking for 11 next turn.
Mm-hmm. My opponent plays a Zephyr Scribe, which I don't know.
Definitely flattenable.
Just to get him to 2.
Yeah.
Rather than trade for my Berserker.
Exactly.
What do we draw? It looks big.
You're now counting out your manas. It could be you're counting to see if you have 2 spells worth of mana, you know.
Combat. I think we're just coming in. Maybe I'd rather save the flatten for... Because I don't think I lose this game even if he trades for the Berserker. He takes 8, you know, and then I can flatten whenever he plays on end step.
Exactly.
So I think this might be a little bit safer. Oh, wow.
So he's hoping the Zephyr Scribe digs him to some answer. Maybe he has a board clear in his deck or something along those lines.
I have my own morph, which I believe is my Tarka Freet.
Which is pretty good against the Zephyr Scribe. That's probably why you didn't...
I could have just flipped it up to kill it there. So he doesn't get the... But if he's tapping to draw off it, he's not blocking with it.
Yep. He can block and then tap to draw it.
Well, not if I do it on end step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a Haven of the Spirit Dragon, isn't it?
Interesting.
Tapping to draw off it, discarding a monument.
Drawing.
You
got to see a little bit of Dennis's face there.
The tease.
Okay.
What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, this game just looks pretty much over, and I think your opponent has
Yeah.
accepted that.
He
And
drew a concession.
That is the end of round 1.
Round 1 to Dennis. Let's
Dennis
move on.
One up.
I have upgraded to a sick bee playmat
Okay.
for this video, which is just awesome.
Where did the bees come? Not the bees.
Exactly. Straight in with the Battle Brawler.
Battle Brawler with no red permanent.
Not yet. There's a Colceasman Behemoth in my hand, and I think I'm knocking on my deck for the mountain. Is what's happening there.
Dashing a Reckless Imp.
Oh, no dice.
In for 2.
In for 2, and no land.
Sketchy.
The deck stumbles. My opponent presumably going to follow this up with his imp from the last turn.
It's a Colligan Mirror.
Oh, it's a Goreswine.
Interesting.
Now, the mountain we hit.
That's a huge deal because now as Zach Hill would say, that's a devastating draw.
Yeah.
So because now the Colceasman Behemoth enables the Battle Brawler to attack, which
to block the Goreswine
you
forever.
could also block. Yeah.
I don't win that race
This is
because my
true.
Behemoth can't block.
I mean, your Behemoth can attack.
Which it can, but I mean, I'm constrained on mana. This is one of those times I was talking about where Colceasman Behemoth is a little sketchy.
Your Colceasman Behemoth is 3 mana enchantment. Target Battle Brawler gets plus
3
1
mana,
soul
no,
first strike.
just 2 in a red enchantment.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It is red permanent. Oh, my opponent's forgotten the first strike, and he's tapped out pre-combat. And as unforgiving as I am, I ain't taking
No
this
take
back.
backsies.
No take backsies. So that is real devastating. Do you think I should let him take? He didn't ask to take it back.
I mean, maybe he was hoping you'd have forgotten.
No, he said he forgot.
Okay. You have a Teamer Battle Rage in your hand. If you had 1 more mana, you could be dealing a ton of damage this turn by attacking with the Behemoth and giving a double strike.
Why am I not attacking with my... Oh, am I casting
You're casting a
my
spell.
own imp?
Your own imp. It's a Battle of the Imps.
I think I might
It's
have
an
just...
imp off.
Do you think it's better to have my opponent be on 10 or to have an imp in play? I know, but now...
I think at this particular stage in the game, you'd rather develop your board.
But now, like you said, if I draw a land, I can do both next turn, which I think was my reasoning for playing the imp there.
Yeah.
If I draw a land, I can attack for 1, 2, 3... 13, 15. I can have 15.
So you're attacking for lethal next turn if you draw a land.
He sticks a Mardu rune mark on his imp to make it a 5/5
So
first
let's
strike.
see if you draw the land.
I don't.
Okay, so no lethal this turn, because that would have been sick.
Could just hit him for 10, though.
That doesn't seem terrible.
My opponent's race math hasn't worked out in his favour here, but the imp can't block, so there's not only so much you can do. I think that's what I do. Take him to 5.
Totally reasonable line of play.
So the deck is sort of a throttling house.
Yeah,
so far,
yeah, it's
seems,
doing well.
off 3 lands.
Not bad.
What's my opponent got? He's got a collateral damage.
Which seems terrible on this board.
He's got the Vault guy, the Vault Breaker. The 4-2 that lets you discard and loot and stuff. He's got a Coat with Venom, which is also not much use.
Because he can't block. It looks to me like he's just dead in the water, really.
Has to play this. And he doesn't attack with his Dagger Clamp, which is just a mistake.
It absolutely is. It can't block.
And there's the land, which I imagine's all she wrote here. My opponent's tapped out. I mean, that can't block, so this is lethal even without the Battle Rage. And so that's all she wrote. On to game 2.
Here we go. Round 2, game 2. Dennis is still on the B playmat.
The sickest playmat of all. Drew a Risen Executioner. We've got a Draconic Roar, a Sarkin's Rage in hand.
So you got a bit of early removal. There's a Silumgar.
Straight in with the Battle Brawler again, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Butcher, or the... What's it called? Sultai Emissary. Jesus.
He's got a Mardu Root Mark on him.
That's large.
Only
although it is... If you play a red permanent, it's now not able to attack anymore.
Which I don't think is on the cards for me.
You could Draconic Roar it.
I don't have a mountain.
You don't have a mountain? Oh my goodness. I thought you had a mountain over there.
No, sir.
There's a dash.
I've got a Dousing Gloom, which is no use on this board.
Unfortunately. There's the mountain, so you could Draconic Roar here.
Could just play the Goreswine, though.
And make a... Yeah, I like that play.
Make a 3-2 that trades.
3-2 that eats.
No, because it's got first strike too.
Yeah, 3-2 eats it.
No, because the Sultai Emissary has first strike too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And my guy gets flattening the Goreswine, which is devastating here.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good.
Down to 8.
So Draconic Roar is on the cards here.
I think it's going to have to be the play.
But I don't think you want to do it now, because then his thing will be able to attack the Manifest. So you're going for your own... Oh, hand to Silumgar. Interesting. Not actually very good against the first striker.
No. This game has gotten started off a lot. Another flatten. My oh my, he's coming in here.
So here comes the Roar.
Yeah.
You don't reveal a dragon or control the dragon, but he is going to manifest the top card.
I don't think I had any dragons in my deck at all, actually.
Yeah, you passed the Morph one, didn't you?
That was part of the reason for not running the Challenging Invocation as well.
Although an Edict is often just fine.
3-mana Edict, though. Again, I said...
back up to 9. The race is on.
I do have a Sarkin's Rage in my hand.
But you are going to go for the Risen Executioner. Interesting. And I'd probably attack here if I were you.
It's only a 2-2, though. There's such a good chance... I don't know if I do in the end. I do.
I don't think you want to trade it for the...
Oh, good lad did that. But, yeah, no, with your reason being I might draw just a red guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he kills my Executioner, I can just recast it. That is a Warbringer? The guy with...
Yeah, the dash creatures cost 2 less. Or dash cost 2 less.
Could you not have dashed his Alesha's Vanguard there as well, then?
Is it 2 less or 1 less?
It's 2 less, I think.
Yeah, you probably could have.
I go straight in for Sarkin's Raging it, but I think that I'm out of resources now.
Yeah, you're 1 card in hand. I don't think it's a very good one. Reach of Shadows, that was incorrect.
Especially doing on his own turn, because now I can just recast it on my turn. Which I believe is what I do. Quick creature count. Yep.
So there are 3 other creatures in your graveyard.
Now, if he had done... that was going to happen no matter what, I guess. Ooh, a Deathbringer Regent.
It's a 5/6 flyer.
Which is a problem. Teamer Battle Rage, though.
Interesting. So that would allow you to trade for the Deathbringer Regent.
Or kill him if he doesn't block. Not kill him, sorry, take him to 4. So I think I must attack here.
Because he's also... You have to remember he has the Alesha's Vanguard in his hand as well. So if he just takes this, he actually wins.
He does have that Alesha's Vanguard in his hand, doesn't he?
Yeah. He dashed it. Okay, so now you have a blocker.
Okay, I didn't realise I had that in my hand. So now my plan is to presumably try kill him with this Risen Executioner.
With this Teamer Battle Rage.
Yeah, which isn't a great plan. No, he does have the Vanguard. There it is.
He's actually opting to hard cast it.
Well, now he has a blocker. So if I attack here, this is a very difficult decision. If I attack here with both and he lets the Executioner through, which I don't see why he would do that, I do win the game. However, I'm guaranteed to lose the game the following turn to the replay.
No. If he blocks the Risen Executioner, you also win.
Why?
Because you deal 8 damage to him with the Teamer Battle Rage.
That's true.
Risen Executioner.
Which I believe is what happens.
Give
here.
it trample. That deals 5, 3. That's 8. That's lethal.
My opponent's like, okay, and then I
explain that
I explain the mathematics.
He does not look super pleased.
I think my opponent wasn't sure if he was dead, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this makes you dead. I was like, but this gets trample. And he goes, yeah, because it deals 8 damage to a 6 toughness guy, so he takes...
To a 3 toughness guy.
Yeah, so he takes 5 plus 3.
Exactly, that's lethal.
I don't think he realised my guy had 4 power. There we go. And that's the end of... On to the finals for Dennis.
Final round.
Playing against our good friend Steve Robertson here.
The judge from the Warchest.
Judge, whose idea this was, in fact.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the story of how this came about real quickly?
I messaged him on Facebook asking if he was going to be going to the draft that evening. And he said, hey, do you want to film it? And I said, awesome.
Yep.
I think
was there not the wait here?
Oh yeah, he said wait here on Facebook, and I was like, where am I going?
Where are you going to go?
Where am I going to go? And he came back 30 minutes later and was like, hey, do you want to film this? And I was like, sounds great, let's do it. So we'd like it if you'd let us know if this actually was cool.
Yeah, I mean, we might do something like this in the future.
Steve said he's happy to do more of them if people like it. I went down to commentate on their FNM, and you were there too last week.
Yeah, they streamed their FNM. I played in it was a modern tournament. I borrowed an Infect deck because I don't have my modern deck put together yet.
I trade by Berserker for a Gorspan here.
Seems absolutely reasonable. But yeah, Dennis was part of the casting team, and I was playing.
What do we got here?
I think I went 2-2 with Infect.
Solid.
Which was fine, considering I'd never played the deck before.
Gorspan, little awkward against Kolgan Aspirant.
But fine against the Morph.
Absolutely. Steve's deck really came flying out of the gates in this game. He's got
multiple
a Mardu Scout
aggressive creatures. He's not. I'm wondering if he's going to dash that Mardu Scout.
He doesn't look like it.
No.
He's got to want to hold on to that.
I'm curious about this play. I don't know what's inside. The Morph up. That's possible. It could be the. If it was the Ifrit, he would have just flipped.
Could be the Kieran.
Could be the Kieran. He's gone for a Twin Bolt. Oh, of course, he couldn't dash the thing. Oh, he could dash the thing. He didn't have double red to cast it. That's interesting. So he wanted to cast the Twin Bolt, so he left the... What was that? That's a...
Hardcast Sidisi with no exploit.
No exploit.
Just a 4/6...
A 4/6 Death Touch
stop sign, essentially.
It is huge, and very tough for a red-white deck to deal with, except for that. Outside of something like a Valorous stance.
Or that Enduring Victory he's got in his hand.
Oh, okay. He needs one more land for that.
He does, but I'm really not in a position to be getting on the offensive here either, I don't think. No. Unless I've got a follow-up block.
Well, Enduring Victory can deal with blockers as well.
Right.
Okay, interesting.
I must have a follow-up.
Follow-up big thing?
In my... Oh, I've got a Dousing Gloom in my hand too, and there it goes.
An Imp, yeah.
Risky Douse.
That was a risky Douse.
Although I don't think there's much that would flip. Ooh, good call, Dennis. It's the 1/1 double strike flyer.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the set that flips up for less than 5 that won't die to a double, a Dousing Gloom, like.
He's got his dashing his Mardu Scout here, getting very aggressive. I can't block.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he hasn't got the mana to...
Right.
What's that he's put down there?
Lightwalker.
Oh, if it's...
I'm flooding out.
He's got a +1/+1 counter, it flies. Is that the one? Yeah.
And has lifelink, I think. So the question is, do I attack with my Sidisi? And the answer I've decided on is no, it seems.
That's totally reasonable.
I mean, he can't attack, it's on this board. I remember, Game Dennis doesn't know he's got an Enduring Victory.
This is true.
And I mean, I think he swings out with both here. And I can't not block, I don't think.
Obviously, yeah.
You know?
He is making you... Oh, that's brutal because he gets the counter on that. That was the correct block, though, so he doesn't gain 3 life.
Yeah.
Or deal you 3 damage. If you were playing around Enduring Victory, you did so well.
Well, I couldn't... I mean, there's only so much I can do. Because I can't... To block, I have to block, and I hope he doesn't have it. But if he does have it, I can't attack.
No.
So I might as well block and save myself some life.
What's this here? Oh,
yeah. Which I think is the death of me.
Looks like it.
I will go to 1, I believe, actually.
You could block the Warbrute and take
8 and go to 1, and he goes to 13, and I've got no cards in hand, and I got a manifest.
I don't love your chances, man.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it, Oisin.
That was my phone.
I'm doing it. Yeah, playing the game out for posterity, but I think this is probably all she wrote.
I mean, for the sake of the video, it's like...
Yeah. Steve's got me. Alright, got to claw back from here.
Okay, so Dennis has a little bit of clawback to do. He started on 21 there because obviously he cheats at Magic.
That's true. Strictly, I am ahead so far. My opponent dropping 18, solidifying my lead here.
On the scoreboard.
On the scoreboard.
No, he did start with a Blood Falcade. Here comes a regular hard cast
Mardu Scout, which makes sense.
No longer winning the race with that Reckless Imp.
No, sir. A Dutiful Attendant, not really looking forward to casting that and having it die to get nothing back. So I think, I'm just going to cast the Imp. But my 3 life lead means I'm still eking out the race for the following 3 turns. Until my opponent follows up with a... What do you got, Steve? What do you got for me?
A morph.
Sneaky. I despondently fling the morph token at him there.
Yeah. Because you're such a good sport.
Alright. Hit him for 2.
Takes 5 on the way back.
Still winning on the scoreboard. Goreswine, though.
Goreswine's decent. Like, I don't know about you, but I've always found that like high power, low toughness creatures feel a lot more defensive than
because they trade up.
Because they trade up.
I think I gotta just chuck this in front of the morph, right?
Yeah.
Steve's happy with
Totally
that. The
fine.
morph was the Sunstriker again.
No, you just reduced Steve's life total by 3.
I did.
So that's something that probably should be fixed.
I just realised I don't know if that ever does get fixed. Oh no, there we go. No.
Oh no, you have just decided to. So you've actually just.
I think he said, "Did you not take 3?" And I said, "Oh right, you're sorry," but I accidentally stole 3
never
life.
fixed Stephen's life total. So I mean, you have actually just cheatingly lightning bolted Steve.
Not intentionally. Mm-hmm. I'm not used to playing with iPads. I think it's actually an Android tablet, but that's awkward, isn't it? Oh, I'm really sorry, Steve. I promise I wasn't trying to get it.
I don't know if you guys heard, but there's a rules change announcement in the recent days in Magic where judges are now allowed to use video
footage
to make rulings on games.
And Steve is a judge. I'm going to get banned from the store.
You're going to get banned from the store because now we've watched the tape. And
he's going to beat me up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
No. I feel really bad now. I promise I wasn't trying to... Look at this, how devastating this is. I used CDC to fetch my pyrotechnics. Say 1, 1, 2. Warflare.
Oh.
Now, I know he has Enduring Victory, which is why I'm not attacking my CDC. So that's what I'm playing around, right? By not attacking with her. I can't also play around Warflare there. Do you think? It's too greedy to not give him the 2 dice to us.
I think in that situation, because it's so important you kill them, like there's things like Warflare. What else in the set?
That's it.
Great Teacher's Decrees of Sorcery.
And I know he's leaving up his 5 for that Enduring Victory.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, it's so unlikely that he happens to also have that other card, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think...
I probably would have blocked the Lightwalker there, because in the event he has Enduring Victory, he doesn't gain 3 life.
Did I not block the Lightwalker?
No, you blocked the Scout.
Did he gain 3 life?
Well, I mean, I don't know. 3 life seems to not make a difference to Steve.
That's true. 3 life one way or the other is all the same. My Phoenix and a dutiful attendant here. I feel really bad now for accidentally cheating in the finals. I can't believe I did that. I only rectified half the mistake as well.
Yep. You created a 6-point life swing and then fixed 3 of it and was like, it's all cool now.
I mean, you know...
So there's a dragon
fodder. What was it? I've altered the terms. Pray I'd not alter them further.
Yeah.
So this is
he
not.
Didn't attack with his Lightwalker because you post-combated your Flamewick Phoenix.
So I could precisely to buy myself that little bit of extra time. But I'm afraid it's not looking too good for our hero here. You know, I did become the underdog with the Warflare though. So let us know in the comments if Dennis is the hero or the villain.
Obviously.
So I think this is going to be all she wrote.
That is 5 damage coming in, and
in the event that this game's about to end,
Sarkhan's Rage for lethal.
There we go. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.